Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first Parcel Tax Committee meeting on this day, August 8th, 2023. I'd like to acknowledge that we are on the gathering of traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories, the Inca, Katma, and the Silk people. Wendy, Councillor Charney, do we have you? Okay, thank you very much. Sam, do we have you?
Your Worship, I believe Ms. Ferris lives outside of Merritt at this point in time. She has been provided today with the link to the meeting, but she's filed her complaint in written form, which was received.
Okay, so we have the complaint in front of us, and it has to do with flood situations. So to make this a little bit clearer, I will hand it over to you, CAO Lois, and you can fill us in on exactly what needs to happen here, or what can happen here, and how it happens. So I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Your Worship. So this is the Parcel Tax Review Panel meeting, and you are here today to consider appeals against the parcel taxes which were imposed by the City of Merritt. This is a quasi-judicial body, which means that you are required to essentially apply the facts that you find to the law as it stands. This is one of the situations where it's not simply staff providing you with our recommendations. We are advocates for a particular position on this, in this instance, and an appeal has been filed arguing that they believe staff have made an error. It is your job and your duty to find between us and to determine what you believe should happen within the bounds of the law that is provided to you. So the City of Merritt imposes parcel taxes for a couple of different purposes. That we've got a few different ones depending on where you are in the city. But the two which we're hearing an appeal about today are bylaws 2259, which is our water parcel tax, and bylaw 2260, which is our sewer parcel tax. And these are levied annually against each parcel or group of parcels within the city capable of being connected to the water or the sewer system, respectively. Parcel taxes are imposed under our taxing authority under Section 192 of the Community Charter, specifically Section 192C, which is taxes under Division 4, parcel taxes. Section 193 of the Community Charter says that you may not impose fees or taxes except as authorized under the Charter or another act. And your normal authority under the Community Charter to vary regulations does not apply in relation to bylaws imposing taxes referred to in Section 192 B, C, D, or E. And as I say, parcel taxes are under Section 192C. So under the law, you are not permitted to establish individual variations. You must apply all of these equally. Section 201 of the Community Charter states that unless otherwise permitted under this or another act, a parcel tax under this division must be imposed on all parcels within the municipality other than those which are exempt from the tax. And as I've indicated, bylaws 2259 and 2260, they require the imposition of the tax on all properties which are capable of connecting to the water or the sewer services. So the only exemptions are for properties which are not capable of being connected.
So just to jog us, what would that be? Something that cannot be connected, would that be the situation where a house is completely cut off from the mainstream and not allowed to be on, or?
If I may, Your Worship, I'm just getting to that on the next page.
Thank you.
So on this, so the only permissible grounds for complaint against an appeal against a parcel tax imposition an error or omission respecting a name or address on the parcel tax roll, an error or omission respecting the inclusion of a parcel, or an error or omission respecting the taxable area, or an exemption that's been improperly allowed or disallowed. And so I believe what the complaint is getting to, and also what your question is getting to, is this is likely an appeal within sections 2051B or D, that there is an error or omission respecting the inclusion of a parcel, or that an exemption has been improperly allowed or disallowed, that exemption being whether or not a property is capable of connecting. And so Sorry, I just want to pull up on the screen here as well, if I can. I've got the. Sorry, I downloaded this and I lost it, so it's going to be downloaded again. So I can find that up. So this is a screenshot that I took right before we came to this appeal meeting of our GIS mapping software, which shows that so the water line is in blue and the sewer line is in green, and this is a screenshot over Priest Avenue, specifically centered on 2076 Priest Avenue, which is the property in question. And so this demonstrates that according to our GIS system, we have water and sewer lines in the street immediately in front of the property. And Mr. Rick Green, our Director of Public Works, is also present with as-built diagrams indicating that that infrastructure is present within the street. And the application of parcel tax section of the BC government's website, and so that's more directly what you were getting to, Your Worship, states a parcel tax may only be levied on properties that are receiving or have a reasonable opportunity to receive a specific service. They provide the example of if a water line affronts a property and the property is not connected to that line, that property may still be liable to pay a water parcel tax because it has the opportunity to connect. This may also apply even if there is no water line and there is a firm plan. This may also apply even if there is no water line and there is a firm plan to build a water line within a reasonable time frame. If the property cannot be serviced by the water line, the parcel tax must not be levied on that property. So the definition that the government give us to work within is whether there is a reasonable opportunity to connect, which implies either the existence or the planned existence of the infrastructure. In our situation, we have the as-built diagrams stating that the infrastructure clearly exists in place. And so the only question in our minds for you to answer is whether or not the property should be exempted due to an inability to connect. And as I've said, the infrastructure is present in the street immediately adjacent to the house. And if you want to hear more on that, then Mr. Green is available to talk to it.
Thank you very much. So under the bylaws that you've just read, there is nothing outstanding that would make us change anything other than having to rewrite the entire bylaw, correct?
Your Worship, the text in the bylaw is that a parcel tax shall be levied annually against each parcel or group of parcels within the city capable of being connected to the system. So if you find that this parcel is capable of being connected to the system, then the tax must be imposed.
Thank you. Councillor Richard?
Yeah, based on those comments, the only other suggestion I could have for the person would be to contact BSC assessment to have the assessment lowered on the home, because that's what other people were doing for flood damaged homes in the Collettville area. But this home, that street is almost the same as it was before, in good condition. So I don't see any way that we could offer an exemption.
Thank you. Councillor Charney, I can't see your hand or anything. Do you have any comments?
Yes, I don't think it falls under any of the 4 exclusions for a parcel tax. I had the same note written down that she should be contacting BC Assessment. If the house is in the condition that she says it is, then BC Assessment will reduce the value of the house, and that will reduce her taxes. Also, did she not go through disaster financial or insurance to get help with the house? I don't see that she falls under any guideline where we should be exempting the water and sewer parcel tax.
So I think we're all in agreement that there's nothing out of the ordinary here on this. So we will leave it as it stands. We'll go status quo.
There should be a formal vote on that, Your Worship.
So motion would be that we move ahead with the parcel tax as described, and
If I may, Your Worship,
Sure.
I believe what you are moving is that the appeal for the property of 2076 Priest Avenue against the imposition of water and sewer parcel taxes be denied.
That would be the motion. I need a seconder. Councillor Etchart. All those in favor, even though we can't see you, Wendy? Okay. All those opposed? Carried. Thank you. Thank you for all of that information.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you very much.
That was the only appeal. Your
Only appeal we
Worships.
had, so I guess what we will do is we will, unless there's anything else, we'll close the meeting.